And what is going on, everyone? Welcome into a new edition of the Zen Frenz Podcast. It's been a minute since we've had Erika on the show here.
Hi,
Last we spoke.
everybody.
Great to see you again, Erica. Sukiyaki Shiba. Suki, we're missing Suki, the beautiful Shiba that she is. And we took off for Global Pet Expo the last time we were talking on this podcast here, one of the largest pet trade shows in Orlando, Florida. And that's where we met our guest today. Ryan Alvarez was the homie that stopped by the booth that we got to meet. We didn't have too long to be able to talk, but I felt an instant connection with Ryan, getting to know about his experience in the pet space. And he works with Loyalty Pet Products, which we're going to learn about today as well too. Ryan, how are you doing? Where are you at today? What city and state?
We're in hot Fort Myers, Florida, hot and
Okay.
humid. So yeah. So thanks for having me on the show. I appreciate it.
Absolutely, absolutely. So what brought you to Florida, Ryan? Where are you from originally, and how'd you find your way there?
My mom giving birth to me here probably put me here in Florida. I've
Gotcha.
been in Florida my whole life.
Okay.
And then I met my wife here in Southwest Florida, and we've been in our current home for 12 years now. We've got two beautiful kids.
Amazing.
And she's an award-winning groomer, which I'll get into that whole story of how I got
Wow.
into loyalty pet products and everything. But yeah, we're thinking about moving to Tennessee. So
Hmm. Nashville?
yeah, Knoxville actually.
Knoxville.
I want some mountain views. I'm getting tired of seeing all the Asian
Mm.
hills and people being like, "Oh, you've got hills right there," and I'm like, no, I
No.
want mountains.
Well, shoot,
So
Knoxville, that's not far from University of Tennessee, if I'm not mistaken.
that's correct. So if you go to downtown Knoxville, it's like right there. When we happened to go there in the summer a couple years ago, we learned firsthand how close the university was because everyone was graduating when we decided to go to downtown. So it's pretty cool though, man. It just gives you a little bit of the seasons, but nothing too
Hmm.
crazy. Whereas we're having a cold front right now of 79 degrees with a little bit of
Sounds
wind.
Cold
terrible.
front.
Yeah.
And
Erica's like, you haven't seen nothing.
Yeah,
and
right, right.
I'm watching baseball. I'm watching baseball games, and it's like snowing and like as early as a couple days ago. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I don't want that. I don't want that. So
Well, amazing. Well, hey, Knoxville, Tennessee sounds great. They got a dog logo there, Smokey with the cigar
yeah,
that they
Oh,
got there.
really? I have
And
to look.
so Erica is a Madison, Wisconsin native, so she's right in the
oh,
heart of Badger Nation over there as well too. So yeah, we got some Knoxville, Tennessee representation here on the podcast.
Yeah.
Got some Madison, Wisconsin here. Love to see it.
yep. Soon enough, we'll get out of Florida and embrace the chilly weather.
Actually, the Badgers men's hockey are playing right now in a really big game. So,
Ooh, let's go.
yeah, go Badgers. Go Badgers. I should say it
Go.
more appropriately in Madison,
Oh,
Wisconsin.
Like
Badgers!
a
Go Badgers.
Wisconsin, eh? Hey, let's go. Hey, and in the South, good bang for your buck too, Ryan. I'm looking forward to you getting some bigger land in
Yeah,
Tennessee, right? I was born in Atlanta, Georgia myself. I've lived in New York and also California, but that's the realization I have as I'm getting older is especially when you go down south, it's nice when the prices are good and you can get a haul for a whole lot less there.
yeah. No, we're a little greedy. We have 5 acres right now, and it's a thriving community, like right across the street.
Hmm.
But we like to be a little bit more rural, even more so. So yeah, 10 to 15 acres in Tennessee is kind of what we're looking at. So
Hey,
we're excited.
amazing. And Erica, how have you been? It's been a minute since we got to talk to you, since we went to Global Pet Expo. How's life in Wisconsin right now? You're not in Massachusetts yet. Are you
Yeah.
surviving the months here? We're in April now, April 9th.
Yes, it is much more temperate, no more frozen tundra to contend with when we go for a walk. And Suki's doing great. She just had a checkup yesterday, just for do a senior blood panel, make sure everything's all good. And the vet was really impressed. She's known
Mm.
Suki her whole life and said that she seems really alert. She's a senior, Ryan. She's 14
Okay.
and a half.
Okay.
So we just take to get a a vet visit where there's no issues, we don't take that for granted at all.
That's
So,
awesome.
yeah, she was like, she's alert, and she was a little miffed because they couldn't find a vein very easily in her back leg, and the queen did not like that.
Mm.
She complained loudly for everyone to hear.
I'm with Suki. I'd be the same way.
Yes.
The
Ryan, are you a Frenchie dad? Because I
I am.
peeked at the website and I saw
I
you in
just
your
saw that
Frenchie
photo too.
love.
You're looking good in that
I love
mock-up photo
it.
there.
Is that why
Yes.
you approached Alex? Was Yoshi up on the, or because of the logo?
Well, yeah, I mean, the logo always helped. I mean, to his credit, the booth was extremely busy. And I just so happened to, I'm always looking for smaller businesses like myself
Mhm.
that I was, I'll get into the whole loyalty origin story eventually, but I love helping other smaller brands because I'm a small brand myself.
Mm.
I have no employees. We're much bigger than we seem to the outside. So when I find other like brands and things that are doing things for the good of the animals, I flock to them. Pardon the pun on the animals there, but flock. But yeah, so we have four uh, champion poodles,
Wow.
Wow.
AKC champion poodles, and then we have a Frenchie puppy, and she's already gotten her AKC points as well. Her dad is the top male in the U.S.
Woo.
Um,
Wow.
Yeah, you heard
and
it here first on the Zen Frenz podcast. We got top male Frenchie on the podcast today. Let's
That's
go.
right.
well,
We've got a star in
we
the
got
Let's
making.
go.
yeah,
I
There we
Chai's
hear.
go.
Chai's the young daughter of that award-winning father. But so the reason why we decided to go for the Frenchie is two reasons. One is my wife has been grooming poodles since she was 12, and she's in her 30s now, so she's really getting tired of all the upkeep. She still loves showing, but we also, because of our two young kids, they want to get involved in the show world as well. And Frenchies are just so much easier to have around the ring. You really only have to bathe them and clip their nails and things like that, and it's pretty much easy peasy. Whereas the poodle is constant maintenance,
Mm.
and they'd be dragging our kids around the ring. The standard poodles are cute. So,
Right.
and
Can they
actually,
compete as junior handlers with
so
the
I'm glad you just brought that up. There's a show actually tomorrow right down the road. We got, my son is 10 and he has shown once before, but now he's taking it a little bit more seriously. He's studying up on just the body structure, and they're going to ask him some questions just to kind of get them more invested. And so he's showing, and then our daughter who turned 8 is wanting to show Chai also on
Oh,
Sunday, which we didn't think that she'd want to do it, but she's, because it's right down the road, why not?
So
wow, how brave. They must have a lot of confidence. That's wonderful.
Our daughter is on the stage quite a bit. She's a competitive dancer, so for her, it's no big
Wow.
deal. And our son is just very, very invested in the dogs, which is great. So,
Oh, his interview will go great. That'll be so sweet.
let's get him on soon. Let's get start him young. Start him young.
Yeah,
I
right.
hope so.
So I was texting Ryan the other night, Erica. He said he was on his way to hockey game for his son. Super exciting to hear, Ryan. I can't wait for that one day for myself to be able to be a coach for my son or my daughter. I think that's going to be so much fun because those are some of the best memories I have growing up. My dad was a coach for me in Little League football and different sports like that. So yeah, those are some great times. But so my question is, when you say showing, what is that like to be able to show a dog? What if no one knows anything about what that's
Sure.
like? What goes into that?
A lot of money. So you have your AKC, which a lot of people are familiar with because on Thanksgiving now they get to see the big dog shows on Thanksgiving right after Macy's Day Parade. Um, and in order to be at that particular level, you have to
Hmm.
have one prior and then kind of be invited to that particular show.
Like a
However, there's a lot of
regional, then national,
correct.
local, right? Yeah,
Correct.
okay.
So yeah, so like that one that you see on TV, that is a national competition. But for the most part, you can register your dog. Obviously, they have to be purebred. And then they have to be recognized by the AKC standards for those bloodlines. There's a lot that goes into it, and then once they get approved and you get your registration, then you can go ahead and start looking for shows. Some people travel across all the states. Some of them even go to different countries to show, as long as you're getting AKC points. Because what those points do, technically, is that helps with your dog's pedigree. So, if you're in line for proper breeding, this puts your puppies kind of like, think of two superior athletes having a baby. That's usually what happens. And then people are purchasing these puppies at top dollar because they want to eventually show these dogs. Some of these dogs end up.
They got that championship DNA.
You got it, man. I mean, you look at horses, and horses
the
fetch
thoroughbreds.
a ton of money once you got it. So that's pretty much the whole concept. But for the show world, it's a lot. It's a lot that goes into it. So people, if they start thinking about money and they're like, oh, I want to do that, it's whole other job. So yeah, it's a very pricey hobby, I guess you could say.
So
all the travel, and it's a big investment.
Yeah.
But I really appreciate that. One of the things I appreciate about it is breed preservation. Shibas are an ancient breed, so I really am a proponent of, keeping the breed standards and, having those points out there. Not, we didn't show Suki, but her breeder, that was a condition from her breeder because they show. So her mom was a show dog. And I don't know, I always thought it was so neat. And then when I learned about what goes into it, and, the judging and the getting your name recognition and having a handler, and there's a lot that goes into it, and the grooming, as your wife knows.
Correct. And so, my wife has always been her own handler. So, and they have kind of a classification for that, which is the owner handler. And then you do have your section of professional handlers. And then what happens is, if, let's say, my wife wins her, categories, and then the professional handlers win their categories, then they go up against each other. It is difficult for the owner handler to beat out a professional handler for one reason or another, but it does happen. And when it happens, it is like, wow, this is great. This is fantastic. And it's always nice to get those compliments from those professional handlers that your dog looks amazing.
They don't come easy. Those people are not quick and generous with the compliment. So
like a Simon Cowell.
I wanted to kind of
not good. Not good. No,
there can be a lot of drama in the show world for sure. And you just kind of put your head down and you do your work, and hopefully you get some points and you get recognized. That's the whole thing.
So I'm typing in here, Ryan, to some AI. I said, what should I practice with my dog to be a show dog? It says, to prepare your dog for the show ring, focus on the big three core behaviors: stacking, gating, and accepting physical examination. So for stacking, this says it's like posing. There's hand stacking, free stacking, and also duration as well. Hand stacking is practice manually placing each of your dog's legs into the correct position for their breed. Hold their legs and the hock or elbow rather than the feet to avoid wiggling. Free stacking is train your dog to move up into the correct stance on their own using cues like step or back up. Use treats to keep them alert with their head up and ears forward. And then duration is practice static holds, where your dog stays in stack for at least 60 seconds. Gating is movement. Gating shows the judge how your dog moves. Find the trot, ring patterns, left side only. That's something I'm seeing as well here. Then after that comes physical examination. Your dog must remain calm while a stranger, the judge touches them. So
it's so invasive. They check everywhere. And one of the hardest things, I think, is teeth. That somebody's, going in their mouth and checking their teeth. And I don't know a whole lot of dogs that are like, sure, stranger, put your fingers in my mouth.
Yeah. And it's one of those things too, where, somebody who's new to the show world, if they haven't, prepped their dog for that, that could be an issue. And sometimes dogs do get kicked out. Maybe they can't, maybe they constantly pee or poop in the ring. That does happen a lot because of nerves. There's a lot that goes into it. It is a long day for the show people, especially if they make it to, the last two rounds. Which I don't want to say the wrong things here, but I want to say obviously you've got your breed, and then you've got your category, which is like sporting. And once they get to that, like once they've made it into like top breed, and then they make it to top sporting, then they go to best in show. And when it's best in show, that's what you guys are used to seeing on TV, because those people have already made it to that point to where it's literally like, this is the best of sporting breed.
They're the 1%.
Mm.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure.
Insane. Yeah. So
for that day, that's the whole thing. It's for that judge that day, and things can change the next week. I mean, you could win nothing one day, and then I'll get a call from my wife, and she'll be like, "Oh my God, we made it to best of breed," and then you make it to the next thing. But the day before, she might not have won anything. It really depends on what the judge is looking for and how they feel that day, how the dog's doing that day. That's a lot that goes into it.
So I would say, though, for my thought, the Westminster Dog Show, that's like the Wimbledon, right, of what this is. I've seen it on ESPN. I always get hyped up when I see dog or pet stuff in the mainstream, because I'm like, all right, we're in a good space here. The pet space is booming. They always tell you it's a billion-dollar industry, but not until you go to things like Global Pet Expo and see the magnitude of it does it make you realize how much is going on behind the scenes. But I know the Westminster Dog Show is a big one. Is there a big one like that, like a major in the States here? And if so, where is that, and have you been?
So Westminster actually takes place in New York.
Okay.
That particular one that you see on Thanksgiving. But there's a large one, which is the Royal Canin, which actually takes place in Orlando.
Oh,
at
cool.
the same venue that I think Global Pet was. I'm always weird with those buildings because they're massive. Before Global Pet, there was MegaCon, but MegaCon was in a different section. But those buildings look very similar. But Royal Canin is at one of those buildings. So that happens in December every year in Orlando. That's a really big show as well.
Well, hey, Erika, maybe one day we make our way to New York or Florida to check out one of these shows. We can go see Ryan.
That would be so
fun. He'll be on the top stage there.
That'd be amazing.
My wife would more likely go to the one in Orlando in December. So you guys should come on down for sure.
Well, hey, especially winter season, Florida does not sound like a bad option there,
yes,
no matter
please.
where you are, right?
Correct.
Get us out of the frigid cold. So Ryan, tell us here, how did you get started in the pet space? I know you're mentioning that your wife has been a lifetime groomer, so that's definitely an instant connection. But how did you get involved in the pet industry? Where did that start for you?
I love my wife. So when we were dating, I was a teacher. I was a teacher for 18 years. But when we were dating, she was like, "Hey, do you want to go to a dog show?" And I didn't think much of it. I love dogs myself. I grew up with dogs, and I was like, "Sure, let's go." And it was actually a trade show in Orlando, kind of a smaller trade show. And my wife she had two things on her list that she needed. She needed a blow dryer for the dogs, and then she needed new scissors. But she only had a set budget. And when I walked in there, I realized, oh my gosh, think about how you were wowed at Global Pet. That's how I was wowed when I walked into this trade show that was kind of on the smaller end. But I was like, oh my gosh, all these people are here for pet groomers.
Right.
And
what year was this?
This was 2013.
Okay.
Yeah, 2013. So a little over a year after we were dating.
And let me just interject that those scissors aren't just a pair of scissors. They can be, when you were talking about the cost, to get some really, really good ones.
Correct. And so everything that I noticed there was pretty plain. There was a lot of silver scissors. The clothing was just very basic. It was like a solid color, and it looked like a tent. And then the dryer was $400, and the pair of scissors that she wanted was $400.
$400 for a pair of scissars?
I'm telling you, Alex, that's nothing. I mean, seriously, they can go over 1,000 and stuff.
Listen,
what is this, a fucking samurai sword? What are we talking about here?
I'm literally wearing a shirt that is representing the subscription for Monthly Scissor Club, because I just started this about 2 years ago, a little less than 2 years ago, because I want to put really, really good quality in the hands of groomers for a really affordable price
Mm.
and have a fun theme each month too. Because I think groomers work really, really hard for their money. And unfortunately, they go to Amazon to find a cheap pair and they're either spending a lot of money to get them sharpened or the scissors are crap. So there's all these things that I'm really trying to put a halt to. And even so, I have a theory. My company has won multiple awards, and it's because we get voted on things, and it's because of the fact that my wife, I see how tirelessly she works for these animals. Every penny needs to count. So for me, it's not so much the profit margins that these other companies are looking at. It's more of like, if I can get you as a customer and you're wowed by me, what are you going to do? You're going to talk about loyalty and you're going to talk about the scissors, and then that will give me more sales and more customers, and then that will balance out. The big companies out there, they don't look at things like that. They look at the bottom line.
Mm.
I just run things differently. So, but going back to that trade show episode, I literally, I was trying to be the hero boyfriend, and I was like, I'll buy the dryer for you, hoping that we were still going to be together at Christmas
Right.
time. So,
Yeah.
and it worked out, but that sent me on the trajectory of spending my teacher savings to kind of start loyalty. And I started with scissors. And people were wowed the next year when I was at the trade show, that same trade show, and I had a booth. So that's how it started.
Yeah,
We're now
all
in
in
year two.
1 year.
Yeah, it
Wow.
was maybe a little bit longer than a year, but I got started right away. Like I think that show was in October. I think that December I started spending money on trying to find some manufacturers for scissors. And let me tell you, I probably lost about 10 grand getting scammed out of things
Mm.
and very close to giving up.
Wow.
But kept, I kept wanting to see that smile on my wife's face if I gave her something really amazing that she hadn't seen before.
So when you were there, it's for me, it immediately sounds like you've got a business background, right? You see an opportunity here, but that's what you see, right? You see something going on, you're like, I can contribute to this, I can create
Correct.
something, I can improve something for this. What made you think that the pet space is worth it, from going to an event like that?
I had known, I had a Cocker Spaniel growing up, and I knew that we had to take her to the groomer quite a bit. So I was familiar with, that consistency of taking your dog in for the maintenance of the coat and how important a groomer was. And then I just saw the passion for my wife, how much she really, like, I thought I was an animal lover, man. She's on a totally different level. And so when I saw that, I was really like, I think I can do a better job. And when you feel that way that you can do a better job in something, it's not to like take away from what's already out there, but if you can make something better for, somebody in the industry to use, hopefully that ups their game. Because
Hmm.
once I put my product out there, if it's better than what you have, that should be an insight for you to be like, well, now I need to step it up. And all that's going to do is if all these companies step up their game, now I've managed to do exactly what I wanted to do with these other, or for the grooming industry,
Hmm.
which is come out with something better and something more affordable. Because if everybody else is doing it, now they can afford things that are higher quality. And
Right.
that to me was the ultimate goal.
Especially, I mean, that's how you disrupt a market that already exists, right? You see what's going on, and that's what entrepreneurship is all about, is being a disruptor in a space that's already existing. What were those beginning stages like for you? What was critical in getting started? And did you know right away that Loyalty Pet Products was going to be the name of your company? How did you come up with that?
So I guess the first one I'll answer. It was just really a lot of trial and error. I didn't want to give up so easily, even though I was losing money.
Hmm.
And I was seeing a lot of scissors that I wasn't happy with, and my money, my teacher savings money, just kept going lower
Hmm.
and lower. And but I just didn't want to give up. I really felt that like I could put something out there that was going to wow the groomers, and luckily for me, I stuck to it. As far as the name, I was sitting. I specifically remember I was in the living room with my wife, my girlfriend at the time, but my wife and my brother, and we were trying to figure out a name for this company. And it just kept coming back to me. Like we thought about royalty. We
Hmm.
thought about, like
Mhm.
what is something that kind of is easy on the tongue, but at the same time speaks to like a higher quality. And at that particular time, one of our dogs came into the room and I kept hearing royalty, but I was like, man, dogs are loyal. So this is perfect. So I just said loyalty, and both of them looked at me and they're like, yeah, we like loyalty. So loyalty stuck,
Mm.
and we hired a graphic designer to help us with the logo. We had a concept. Uh, we narrowed it down to like our top five logos. The other four logos were amazing, also, by the way. But
Oh,
this one
that's
was
so hard to
so
choose.
simple.
Right.
Yeah, this one was just so simple. I'll show you real quick. I know we're
Yes,
live, but
please.
so this is my logo. Alex will remember this.
Hey, look at that backpack there.
Oh,
That's the
that's
swag bag right
cool
there.
with the one ear down.
Hey.
Yeah, so but to me, it was something that was really simple and people could recognize pretty easily. So now on social media, I slap that logo on everything that I can because reels and pictures get shared so often. Eventually, someone's going to be like, "I've seen that logo before,"
Mm.
even if they're in a gas station in Wisconsin. I'm like, people.
I wanted to ask, how long did you keep working as a teacher, while you developed this idea in the business?
It's a great question. So, uh, my dad, who is no longer with us, but at the time he was very wise. He was like, "Listen, you've got a good idea, you've got a lot of passion, but stick with your teaching. You've got your certificate.
Mm.
This is what's paying the bills right now."
The whole don't
Uh,
quit your day job.
Take the safe route. Take the safe
yeah,
route.
yeah, for sure. And I still love teaching. I still love coaching. It's just that'll never leave me. It just that was in 2015 when I established the corporation aspect of things. I didn't leave until the end of 2020. Uh, and honestly, like my foot was already kind of out the door in 2019. I really started to see the growth and the sales pick up. I started to see a lot of people
That
talk about loyalty.
that's what I was going to
Uh,
ask Ryan is like how long did it take for you to really start seeing that momentum kick up? Because you're talking about those
so
first 2 years, it's a big investment and trial and error as well too.
yeah, so every like 6 months or so, I go back just for can I curse on here?
Oh yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
okay, so for shits and giggles, I always go back to like the 2016 sales because it always makes me feel good. If I think I'm having a down month, I
Right.
always go back to 2016 and look at what I made in the year, and I'm like, oh, okay, it's not too bad.
That's a
I would say,
great thing for our listeners to hear is, go back
Hmm.
and see your
of course.
progress and be
Remember why
proud
you
of where
got
you are.
started.
Well, think about like anytime you start something, you start a new social media account and you get that one new follower and you're like, oh, this is so cool. And then you might not get another follower for like 3 weeks. And you
Hmm.
kind of feel like, well, what am I doing wrong? You're not doing anything wrong. It's just like when you have that growth that does start to take off, you kind of forget about how excited you were on follower
Hmm.
number one or that order number one, where
So
you start to
true.
think like, oh my gosh, my website's actually working. I actually got that money into my account. But I would say probably the end of 2018, the beginning of 2019 is where I really started to have my foot out the door of teaching. I started to like kind of hint. I even remember I took my principal out to Olive Garden and I was like, listen, is there any way I can do a remote type thing? And he was like, absolutely not. And then COVID happened and I was like,
Yeah.
this is
That's a game
perfect.
changer. Yeah.
Ironic that you asked about a
Oh yeah.
distancing, yeah.
Absolutely
Well,
not.
Absolutely
because
not, except for this entire year.
Yeah.
so
Wait
well
to see what's coming.
Yeah.
it's like Nostradamus here. No,
Yeah.
so in Florida there is a thing called FLVS, which is Florida Virtual School. And in 2017, we had some teachers that were leaving the classroom to go teach virtual. Now, at the time, I didn't want to leave my classroom. I didn't want to leave my kids, but it was something that was in my brain. And I was like, man, it'd be so great to like work from home. Um, when COVID happened, remember, it didn't happen until March of
Yep.
2020.
I was
you
in
know.
Miami, by the way, and I saw that the NBA season was canceled. I was going door to door with Zen Frenz. I was like, I either got to go back to California or get stuck in Florida. It was one of the craziest days ever
Uh,
seeing like that happen.
yeah, man, that was I was at a trade show and they canceled the last day of the trade show. And that's when you start to
Oh.
be like, uh-oh,
Yeah,
what
something's
is like
happening.
how yeah, and then you get sick and you're like, oh, what's really happening? But
Well,
so
when you know how much money was poured into that and the advertising for it and all the preparation, and then they cancel and sporting events, like they're not going to cancel that for
The
any reason.
season,
There's
they're
no
not
way.
gonna they're
Yeah,
not gonna lose out on all that money. I've never
all
even
that
seen a
revenue. Yeah, no
notification
way.
that the whole season is canceled.
And
and
the
the
movie business,
NHL,
that was the other
Right?
yeah,
thing. I was like,
that,
they're actually shutting down that. Oh, like that's what made me realize this is real and this is serious.
and isn't that crazy how, you think back to then and look, we're using Zoom and Zoom just absolutely took off.
Hmm.
The movie theaters, I think people missed going, but at the same time, streaming took off and streaming was like, dude, we're just gonna start doing like movies straight to streaming.
Hmm.
Like, why not? And now look at it. I mean, Alex, what was the last like movie you saw in a movie theater?
Actually saw Super Mario this past weekend, but my girlfriend Gracie gets on me all the time because she wants to go to the movies more. So before that, it was Sinners, but only like two
Oh, yeah.
movies this past year.
And what
But I'm
about you, Erica?
Oh, it's been years.
Yeah.
Honestly, I mean, we watched Wicked, and yeah, that would have been very cool in the theater, but we just watched it at home. And I don't know, it's so comfortable and easy rather
It,
than
it
like
is. You can
going
pause it
and
if you want to
spending
go to the
20 bucks on
bathroom.
popcorn.
right, right.
I know. No, I want to go see Project Hail Mary in IMAX.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I just found out, I've been married to my wife 10 years, and she's like, I don't really like going to the movie theater. I'm like, what? So now,
You just found that.
now I'm going to
That's
be
too
that
funny.
guy. I'm going to be that guy that sits in the middle row all by himself. That people are like, what's that dude
You
over
could
there?
stretch out.
Doing over there? Yeah. But no, I just, what happened, the real turning point for me was my kids changed. My students changed. They got that screen in front of them. And, it's like all the trolls that you see on social media. They just really became spiteful. They didn't want to do any of their work, even though it was
Mm,
super easy. None of them showed up to the virtual meetings that we were supposed to have a good attendance.
right.
So that was like a foot and a half out the door. And then the really like the nail that just sent everything packing was uh, after the last day of school, administration told me I cannot fail any kids because of COVID, even though they didn't do any work, and that I had to create a 2-week project that I had to make sure that they finished. So they were going to make me work 2 extra weeks after school was let out to make sure that they did extra work that they should have done the 3 or 4 months during COVID.
Hmm.
Um,
And that you knew they wouldn't do, and then they're setting up to blame you.
oh, and they
It
and
was
they
so unfair on teachers that all of COVID, they were just like, "Oh yeah, risk your health. Yeah, go ahead. We're going to put you back in the classroom. We'll put these little dividers up." I mean, they just did a
yeah,
terrible job
I think
protecting teachers.
that next year, well, obviously I said, hey, this is my last year teaching, so I didn't go back at the beginning of 2020/2021. And I got so many messages from my coworkers that were like, you made the right decision because this is terrible.
Mm,
Attendance was terrible. Kids were really sick. Teachers were getting sick and they just didn't know how to handle it. And, it's not our fault. Like, you don't know how to handle a situation like that. It's new for everybody. But I think unfortunately the kids, for the most part, took advantage of that opportunity to not do any work, play video
right.
games all day. Just, I hardly doubt they were outside playing with their friends. Um, but yeah, so because of that, I was really able to ramp up loyalty. So from 2020 to 2023, we were just flying high. I hired 2 employees, which I no longer have employees because I realized I'm the only one that's going to be as passionate about my job.
Mm.
Mm.
You know,
It's a great lesson in
um,
entrepreneurship.
It
You
is
can't
like
you can't you
could be a
can't
whole
expect
other
someone
podcast.
else to have the same passion and dedication as you do, but you got to modify your expectations and really get a sense of what is someone wanting out of this, working with my company. What's in it for them? What's motivating them? You
Yeah.
start with that and you reverse engineer, you work that backwards. A lot of is it money that you're here for? Is it are you here to build the brand? Do you not want a corporate job? Do you want to be more hands-on with something? What motivates you? And figuring out what that is, everyone's going to be different that comes into your business to work with you.
Well, that's a great point, but it's also, unfortunately, people will say things to get that job, and then
Right.
6 months later, you're like, "Well, I thought you wanted to build the brand with me." And then,
Hmm.
it's like, "Well, I want my own cell phone, I want a gym membership, I want this, I want to work from
And
home
that
half the
too.
It's
Just a few
Oh yeah,
things.
still build the brand, at the same
coffee
time.
stipend,
Yeah.
just tack on things.
Uh, So, Alex, how many employees do you have?
So currently, I would say we're at about a team of six total that are most active, and then some freelancers we work with as well.
Okay.
Big shout out to, I'm at the stage now with the business where we're not going to be able to get by without a 3PL. So right now we work with a 3PL ship bob out of Illinois that handles a lot of our individual shipments.
Can you
But
tell me what that means? I'm not familiar.
yeah. So 3PL is third party logistics, but Erica
Oh, sure.
basically it's a warehouse that's in Illinois that hosts a lot of our products. So when someone goes on zenfriends.com and places an order, they're going to assist us with that shipping process. And
That's
that is a
great.
lifesaver for anyone selling products out there because Ryan, you're talking about those beginning stages. I've got stories for days about physically packaging up the product, writing the note to a client because I take it so seriously and I value myself as the customer ordering from any of these
Yeah,
websites as well. You want to feel special when you order from a smaller brand because you're really investing in that, right? So
of course.
have had many of those days, many days of sitting in line at the post office all over the country, door to door, going into this one, going into that one, just keep the business going forward. But other than having, employees now that help with our socials and business development and different things like that, never met a graphic designer I didn't like. That's one thing I'll say, especially with Zen Friends. And also, Ryan, never met a groomer I didn't like as well, too, because we're a match made in heaven. You have a
Yep.
lot of
Mm.
anxious pets going into that type grooming environment. And groomers will give you the time of day, especially when I got started. A lot of corporate companies, they'll shut the door on you. They'll send you an email, if you're looking to do wholesale with them. You can't make a lot of traction. But I've met a ton of amazing groomers in this industry that own their business, they're hands-on with it. So to be able to work with them independently has been awesome. But yeah, 3PL I would say is one of our biggest time savers. That's what takes the most time is packaging, shipping, and supply chain. That's one of the biggest pain points.
Yeah, and Erica, so I actually had ShipBop as well. When I had those two employees, little did I know that was so that they could pack orders less. But so when when you have a company like ShipBob, you basically send them everything that you want for them to store. The shipping is actually a little bit cheaper than what you normally pay because they have all these deals with USPS, UPS, and stuff like that because they ship so many units in a month. And then Alex, I'm sure it's been a while because I canceled them after I left,
Hmm.
after my employees left. It's really like the cost of the handling for everything is really negligible. Like it's like 12 cents for a note card that, like if you have a postcard that's already
Hmm.
ready for them, it's like 12 cents for that.
Hmm.
It's a dollar for this product. It's
Hmm.
very like you're like for that, yeah, I'll do it. But what happens is when you don't have that rate, like let's say things slow down for one reason or another, and you're still paying the storage fee, which
Hmm.
can be $1,000 to $5,000 a month,
Hmm.
and you start thinking like, well, why did I just pay 5,000? They only shipped out like 30 packages.
Right.
It just doesn't make sense at that point. But when you
Right.
keep growing and you keep scaling, 100%, it's really
Hmm.
great to have someone else that is you can literally like click a button and be like, I want ShipBob to do that one.
Yep.
I want ShipBob to do that one, and then I'll just do these because these are a little bit more of a personal item.
Hmm.
It just that did make things a lot easier. But yeah, Alex, I still do those thank you cards every
Oh yeah,
single
man.
quarter. It's fun. And I'll never forget my employee the first week. He goes, "Are you really going to write thank you cards on every single, like the first week he was
Yeah.
on?" And I was like, "Yeah, I am." And he goes, "How are you going to scale?" And I'm like, "I'm going to teach you how to write a thank you card." And you're going to,
That's right. It's a lost art.
Well,
yeah,
because
it is.
it
It is.
matters to you, right? Like if you get a package in the mail
Oh,
and
yeah.
it's just a product, that's one thing. But if you get a package that says, "Hey Alex, my name is Ryan Alvarez. I'm the founder of Loyalty Pet Products. Just want to say it means so much for you to believe in our company and buy this product for your dog. We really look forward to servicing you in the future here. Feel free to reach out if you need anything." Now, I'm not saying to write all of that in a thank you card,
Right.
but even if you sign it yourself, it's a sense
Yep.
of personal touch that goes a long way.
As a customer,
100%.
it really does. I feel valued and I feel like it's personal and it provides a connection. Whereas, you order something from direct to Amazon and it's just like there's no finesse to the
Mm-mm.
packaging. And, fine, then you get the product and that's fine. But it's not an emotional connection whatsoever. So it does create a real big difference to care about the packaging and to care about the note and, just developing a, relationship with the customer.
Yeah.
If they mention Suki, like, thanks, Erica and Suki, for trying our product or something. I'm like, oh, wow, they paid attention.
Yeah, and I think there's that happy medium. You do have those, especially like dog groomers. They need things quickly.
Mm,
So I do have like a 2-day shipping option on my website. I don't prefer it because I don't get so many, so I'm not actively looking for them. But I'll be transparent. I'm very transparent, a little too transparent in my company. But I'll tell the customer, I'll be like, listen, if you need this, like very quickly, and it's something that's not going to be like, like the quality's not going to be terrible, just get it on Amazon because you'll probably get it the next day. Whereas for me, it might take 3 to 5 days depending on if I'm at a trade show or
Hmm.
I've been sick since that trade show. So there's a lot of factors that go into it. Now, the monthly scissor club, I have told people uh, that please allow up to 14 days after like the auto payday because I literally hand select scissors based on their profile for
Mm.
each individual person.
wow.
So if you two are subscribers, the chance of you guys getting the exact same pair of scissors is like less than 2%. And all the other subscription boxes out there, they make it easier on themselves. I apparently don't make things easy on myself. They buy 500 of the exact same scissors. They don't care what you like or what you
Right.
use. Boom, everybody's getting that. They made more money. Great on them. But you're starting to see where the groomers are being like, I don't even use these shears. Boom, in the drawer, a waste of $50, $60,
Hmm.
whatever that subscription price is. And I just don't run my model that way. And I think people are starting to flock towards this subscription box now because it is a lot more personal.
So Ryan, I'm
So
glad you mentioned the Scissor Club as well too, the monthly Scissor Club. So you
yeah,
were talking about in 2015 or 2020, between 2020 and 2023, you really saw things start to pick up for you with momentum.
yeah.
So, and when you started off, it was with one SKU, one pair of scissors. How has your business grown since then to what it is now? What's some new things that you added? What's some things you've adapted to? How has Loyalty Pet Products offerings evolved since you started?
Yeah, it's a great question. And thanks for letting me kind of expound on that. So in 2020, there was a company that created a pair of leggings that were hair resistant. And it was talk of the
Frenchie
industry.
resistant.
Um, and the price was astronomical. And I was like, I can do better than that. So, obviously, I didn't steal their exact model. I made mine better and more affordable. So I came out with a pair of hair resistant leggings. I trademarked the blend because you can't copyright a blend. And so the name of the trademark is Fur Resist.
Love
And
that.
um, so basically theirs was 99. I put mine at $47. I think at the time it was 42. I've raised it, you're talking 6 years now. I raised it $5.
Right.
Um, so for $42, you got hair resistant pants that were fitting better and had two pockets that the other one didn't have. And then I came out with flare and capri, which the other company didn't have as well. That really just kind of we were nominated for product of the year for those leggings. I
Wow.
Wow.
won product of the year for another company that was in the industry. Um, and that really kind of like set off on this whole fur resist craze. Like I was the first one to make tank tops. I was the first one to make sports bras, compression sleeves, smocks, all these things that were really hair resistant, that people just fell in love with. And then I started the whole limited edition legging of the month. And that was my first subscription thing that's still going on today. Um,
With
so
different
yeah,
designs or patterns
yes,
or
Yeah, I got to check out your apparel, Ryan.
yeah.
crazy. Actually, there was one I made a couple months ago called Frenchy Love. You
Let's
guys will have
go.
to check that out.
That must have been
Um,
the one I saw. It's on your homepage.
yeah, I
Yeah.
had
Yeah,
this
cool.
I had this concept of having this sleeping Frenchy puppy tied up in a heart balloon because of Valentine's, and just kind of like drifting up. And so that's
Aw.
what I created. I create probably 70% of the designs. At MegaCon, I actually met a really cool illustrator that I want to work with, and we've been talking back and forth. So yeah, I try to,
Did you create the mystical mushrooms print?
yes.
That is so cool. I just glanced at your website quickly because I, you know, wanted
Yeah.
to.
I'm looking at it right
So
now
And I
too.
love the mystical mushrooms one.
do you go to raves? Do you?
I wish.
Yeah.
Back in the
Back
day.
back in my heyday.
I was gonna
Yeah,
say
yeah. So it can
EDM
remind me of those good
festivals.
times.
So actually, like a lot of people that go to EDM festivals have purchased those. Um,
Oh, I see that
I
for
bet.
days.
yeah.
And the Cosmic collection too.
Yes. Yeah. So I'm kind of a unique person. I'm a Sagittarius. So like I don't love going to clubs and parties, but at the same time, because I'm a Sagittarius, for like, hey, we're gonna go over here and just have some fun. You want to come over? I'll be like, yeah, sure, let's go. So a lot of those designs and stuff, I just kind of like, I've already got the next 7 months of designs done. Like this is something that's planned out way in advance. And
Wow.
actually, in the next 2 weeks, I'm going to be working with that illustrator for the Halloween design. So
Amazing.
Oh,
this,
I'm a huge Halloween person. I can't
She
wait to see your
kills her
designs.
costumes, Ryan. Kills them.
that's awesome. I can't
Literally.
wait. I can't wait to wear.
Literally, we've killed Suki several. We boiled
Game
her as a
over.
lobster.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh!
We had the Rick with the axe as
Oh,
the yeah.
the was it like Little Red Riding Hood with the wolf
Yeah, and
this
the
year?
woodsman,
Oh
yeah.
my God, so good.
That's so funny. So last year's theme was Edgar Allan Poe, and
Ooh,
it
ravens and whatnot.
yeah. So the title of that design was Nevermore. Um,
Awesome.
and I had a raven inside like a graveyard, but I have all these little details in there that I've added. So it's standing on one that said overworked dog groomer. Um, there's a tip jar that's empty and there's like a broken dollar bill off to the side. And then there's a skeleton dog and the chain says Poe. Like the dog's name was Poe. So all these little details are in
That's
that.
great.
And yeah, so I love doing it. It's one of those things where people unfortunately they shop on Temu and AliExpress and stuff. So again, I'm being transparent. Our apparel sales have gone down because they're not super cheap.
Right.
But the quality is there, and so I'm never gonna go away from the limited edition stuff. I always love making those designs all the time.
Man, it reminds me of like not specifically Supreme, but when I lived in Los Angeles, you'll have these specialty brands that have limited edition drops, and the kids are just lined up around the block waiting to get that one thing. And the value is so lucrative because
Oh
anytime
yeah,
something's scarce,
it's true.
look at like Pokemon cards nowadays, and stuff like that. People are just paying crazy amounts of money for stuff as soon as they know it's limited, and it's
Mm.
just like bang, you're off and running from there.
Logan
You
Paul has
gotta
a
build. You gotta build that hype, though. You gotta build that hype for it.
no for sure, and I think that that's something that I think if I did have an employee that was really focused on the marketing and the social media a lot more 24/7 than I am, that probably would be the case. Instead, because I'm doing all these other things, I've got this design that I literally will have in my warehouse for like 3 weeks, 4 weeks, or longer. And I'm like, I should probably take some photos of it now. I should probably go ahead and send these out to my ambassadors so that they can give me some photos. You
Right.
know, and next thing you know, it's like today's the release day, and I haven't pushed anything out. So yeah, there's still some things for me to learn, but you know, I always tell people I'm building the plane on the way down. So
Ah, that's social media management is a whole thing. It's a whole thing, and creating a calendar and trying to think ahead.
Hmm.
It's a
yeah,
lot.
No,
It's
and
a lot of
I've
work.
really I've
Yes.
really grown the social media account by myself a lot the last like year and a half. It consumes my morning though because I'm literally finding something to post that day and that night.
Mhm.
And you know, my wife will be like, "Are you actually gonna like work in the warehouse today?" I'm like, "This is working. I just
Hmm.
can't pack orders nonstop. I have to like
Right.
entertain the followers and kind of get them engaged." And so,
Yes,
um,
engagement is huge. Do you have a preferred platform?
so me personally, I love Instagram.
Same.
Yeah.
I love Instagram. I'm able to just copy it to my Facebook, which Facebook still grows 3 to 1, which is nuts.
I
Um,
know.
yeah, do you notice that? It's
Oh my
like,
God. Yeah, I'm love Instagram and I kind of hate Facebook, to be honest.
see,
It's just
I don't like TikTok that much. Um, and TikTok always restricts me. Like I'll have nothing behind me, no branding, nothing, and it'll be like restricted, and so like it doesn't push out my lives. Um, but TikTok's really like you go in the middle of the day. That's where I get the most engagement on a live because people are usually grooming on TikTok
Hmm.
live. So
oh,
they see
I
that I pop
see.
up and they're like, oh, let me go see what he's packing or whatever. So
Cool.
uh, that's my
Well,
what
hey,
we talked about earlier.
Yeah.
Rye, it was so great to have you on today for the Zen Friends podcast. A call to action. So for anyone who's listening in now, any codes or anything that they can go check out, loyaltypetproducts.com. What do you got going on right now?
I tell you what, I'm going to make a coupon right after this recording, and it's going to be Zen Friends. And then if you guys want to save 10% on your first purchase, you can.
You got your first customer right here.
Oh, look at that. Well, hold on. I got to make the coupon, so don't buy anything yet. But the Zen Friends, all one word. It doesn't work. You don't have to worry about capitalization or anything. That doesn't matter. But that will save you 10% on your entire order. I do ship worldwide for a really low flat rate. So I always tell people who are like in a different country, get your coworkers together, make a huge purchase, and just pay that 14.99 one-time flat rate, and you're good to go. But I'll go ahead and put this coupon code to save 10%, and that's at loyaltypetproducts.com. And I can't thank you enough to have me on the podcast, and I hope this is fun. I like talking,
Yeah.
so clearly.
Oh,
And
that's
Erika, it was nice to meet you.
Same. It's so nice to meet you, Ryan. I'm so glad you joined us.
Yeah, and send me a message on Instagram and I'll go ahead and give you a follow back, which
For sure. Same.
I don't do very often. So if you look at my
exclusive.
follower count, it's very low. Um,
Hey, that's also smart is to be selective. I didn't know that when I first started, and so I followed everyone and followed everyone back. And, I don't want to be elitist, but it really does help to be a little selective.
yeah, exactly. And then, people are like, here, I'll follow you. And then they go on your phone and they hit follow back on your own phone. And you're like, oh, okay, have a good one.
That's
Unfollow.
that's some nerve, I think. Oh my
I,
goodness.
yeah, I just, that's something I started
That's
doing.
bold.
It's very
That's a
bold.
bold move, Cotton. We'll see how it plays off on this one.
Here, give me your phone here. I'm gonna put myself as a top friend here. No, I can't do that. But anyways, I thank you guys so much for allowing me on the podcast, and Alex, we'll talk more, and I
Yeah,
can't wait to
let
work
let's
with you
get
guys.
let's get you back on. Let's collab as well too. We got to do some follow-ups, but yeah, Ryan, I could tell immediately from meeting you at Global Pet Expo, you're an awesome soul to come across, and look forward to working with you here in this pet space and growing together.
Agreed. Thank you guys so much. You have a great rest of your
Awesome.
Thursday.
Thank you. Have a
All
good
right,
night.
take care.
You too. Bye.
What a great interview. So nice to meet him.
Yeah,
That's
he's
cool that you had an instant connection.
Yeah, he was like, he came up to us at the booth and he was like, listen, guys, like, you're going to meet like a million buyers here today. Like, I know I can't take too much of your time, but you should really come to the after party after the show. That's where you can really start to like have longer conversations. I've been doing this for years, and he was very genuine when I met him. So I've got my plate completely slammed here with a lot of follow-ups to do because it's over like 500 clients that we're sifting through, and
Wow.
from that specific show. But he was definitely someone that stuck out to me, so shot him a quick text today. Why don't you come on the podcast? I'll be on with Erica. So it's
Yeah,
great
that's
to have Loyalty
great.
Pet Products on.
Yeah, very cool. That's amazing. That amount of follow-up must be a little bit overwhelming, but that's so cool.
Mhm.
You made so many new connections.
Yeah, really, really good connections. And our biggest one, Chewy came by on day two, and we're working on the launch of our CBD collection on the platform. So right now we're doing the onboarding forms for the Zen drops and the Zen bites as well. I'm not going to celebrate yet,
Congratulations.
but that is a big one that we're looking forward to. Can't thank Chewy enough for their support since we met them a year ago at Global Pet Expo. Want to give a big shout out to the category manager of vitamins and supplements. Her name is Lindsay Patterson, for believing in us and giving us a shot on that platform. Really looking forward to working with them. And we met a ton of companies from South America and Latin America as well too.
Huh.
So we're in the talks right now, but Erica, maybe in the new future here, vamos el packaging de
Yeah,
español. We can work a little bit of Spanish magic down there, and let's get some Zen down there to the Spanish speaking
that'd be
countries.
amazing. I don't know
That's
the Spanish word for Zen. We'll
mm.
have to look that up.
Yeah,
Yeah, are you
let's
looking?
look up. Yeah, here we go. Let's do a little Spanish English to Spanish here. That's the my favorite way to do it. I know there's a lot of AI translators out there nowadays, but Zen is Zen in
It
Spanish.
is.
Yeah, nothing too crazy there, but let's do Zen friends. Amigos Zen.
Amigos de Zen.
Amigos Zen. That's who we are, baby. Let's take it to the
I
moon.
love it. That's great. That's great. You need to do the same font, the same logo, but with
Right?
Zen
Amigos,
Amigos.
vamos. Tranquilo. Calmar.
Tranquilo.
Sí.
Cálmate.
So, Erica, how's
Cálmate los perros. You got to
right?
get the calm dogs.
Necesita más Zen,
Yeah.
amigos.
Yes.
Ahora.
Ahora.
So, Erica, how's life been for you? How have you been since we last connected?
Yeah, doing well and preparing for Plymouth. Like you said, we're about to head out late next month. And
The
so
the Mayflower sets east,
yes, the Mayflower awaits. Yeah, we're just gonna book a trip on it and get out there. And yeah, I'm just so excited for summer. Once we start making our plans, it makes me, get all pumped up about it. We do the same thing every year, so you'd think it wouldn't be a big deal, but every year it's a big deal. There's lots of packing and arrangements and things like that. And Rick's nephew's getting married Memorial Day
Ooh,
weekend, so we're factoring that in so we can attend the wedding.
that's
So
awesome.
it'll be great. It'll be great.
All right,
But yeah, I'm
exciting.
looking forward to it. And I'm excited to get Sookie back in the ocean. She's been swimming here in an indoor pool, and that's been so good for keeping up her exercise and,
Hmm.
low impact. And so, we've kept her in shape. What do they call that? Like bikini boot camp.
Right.
We try to get in shape for this summer. So
Let's
she's all
go.
good. She's ready.
Let's
She's
go.
ready.
Some aqua therapy for Shiva.
Some
Suki
aqua therapy.
Sukiyaki.
That's
Let's
right.
go.
That's
Yes.
right.
It goes by quick. I mean, we're already here April 9th. I feel like since the year started, I was talking to
Yeah.
you and New Year's in Colorado, and here we
Yeah.
are now, and we're already talking about summer. It
I
goes by quick.
know. I know. It does go quick. I do have something really exciting. Well, first exciting thing is my Zen French shirt. Zen French
Oh,
shirt.
let's go. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go. You got the
Repping the
swag. Got
swag,
the
swaggy
swag.
swag,
Got the
swag.
swag. Let's go. Let's go.
We'll
Oh,
have to
so
get Rick in here somewhere. He's somewhere. He's got his shirt too.
So
Um,
stoked for you guys to be repping Zen Friends, a true day one supporter here on the podcast. So happy for how our relationship has evolved and grown as well
Same.
too. Like especially when Ryan's like talking about starting off like those few initial orders, like we needed a lot of help starting out when I was starting finding connections within the pet space and how we came across each other on Instagram and how Suki became one of the first ambassadors for Zen Frenz and how this relationship has grown, and we're still staying with it. We're still sticking with it. We're up against big companies, no doubt about it, but we've always just stayed in our lane, stay true to who we are, and things are growing now, and I'm really excited about it. So yeah, to have you on board here, can't do it without you, and really appreciate your support, Erika.
Oh, 100%. It means a lot to us. Here's the
There she
OG
is.
herself.
Hey, what's up, Rick?
Let
What's
me
up,
get the
Suki?
camera
Alex?
Look
pointed
at
down
look
a
at
little.
that look at that smile that she's got. That's just she's peeking in here.
Okay, let's see. Can you see her now? Okay.
Yes. Oh, love the collar. That pink it matches your podcast mic. So now we know we're on
Oh, yes,
brand.
that's why we got the podcast mic color because it's
She's looking
Sookie's.
great.
Hold on, Took. And I
Oh,
have my
How
Zen
how
shirt.
Friends.
how we doing, Rick? How was the walk today?
It was good. It was nice out. Had my shorts, tank top on. Really nice out today.
So Erica tells me you guys are gearing up, getting ready for Massachusetts. I said the Mayflower is going to be setting east here soon.
Oh yeah, I cannot wait. Can't wait to see my parents too. They're in their mid to late 80s, and luckily two of my sisters live in the same city, and
Hmm.
my other brothers are fairly close by, so we've had a couple little hospital stuff recently, but
Uh,
my family's there to help out, and which is really nice. My one of my sisters comes by, cleans their house every Monday.
yeah.
Both my sisters in this come visit them pretty much every day, check on them. So it's really nice having that where I'm not out there to see my parents. So it's really nice.
So
Very happy.
when do you guys normally get to Massachusetts? What month do you normally go?
It's usually beginning of May, but the last couple of years
Right.
has been a little tougher heading out. So mid-May-ish, I head
Yeah.
out my big 1,200-mile quest
Hmm.
and stay overnight one place, and then see my parents for one night, and then I'll head down to our place, set it up. Um, Takes like a week, but I go try to go a little quicker,
Where
and
where where's the
I
then
said
stop
kind of
on
get
the
you've
going.
way?
got your nephew's wedding.
Oh yeah, that's right. I got my nephew's wedding, first family wedding in a while. I have a large family. We with holidays we have like a good close to 40 people that are there, so
You
it's
produce they produce like rabbits.
oh yeah, and they are loud. Very loud. We have fun. We drink. We play cards. Do a bunch of stuff. So it was
Good.
my this past holiday. It was my first time going home pre-COVID, December 19. Just something
Wow.
happened every year. First 2 years was COVID related, and then my flight gets changed. So it was really nice to see everybody this past holiday.
And so is this all Plymouth, Massachusetts, or where is your family based?
My parents and two of my sisters about an hour away,
Done all right.
and
Okay.
everybody else is fairly in the area.
Waltham, Mass is where his
Yeah,
parents live.
Waltham, Mass.
Uh,
It's near Newton. It's a big city.
yeah, I know
One of the
Newton. One of my
yeah.
buddies, he played lacrosse in high school, and he came out of Newton High School,
Oh,
not
okay.
not far from Boston, real
Yeah,
close to
I
there.
I live the next city over in Waltham, uh, Newton, Watertown, all those little areas. We're
Hmm.
right near the Boston Marathon path. It's really cool. Eric
We
and I. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say we have a retail client that sells our products in Watertown. It's
Yep.
called trying to think Taurine Pet Resort is the name of the client. But when I was doing a Boston trip once upon a time back in 2019, I was going door to door with Zen Friends, but the Watertown that just clicked right away when I heard
Oh,
that.
nice.
There's a lot of beautiful suburb towns around
Yeah,
Boston. It's a great area.
It sure is.
my city is becoming just it's like a second Boston now because every form of transportation is there to get you into town into Boston. But
Hmm.
every time I go back, it's just more and more buildings and everything. It's like, ugh,
Mm.
it's getting really too busy. But
Ruining the charm a little.
yeah,
Yeah.
but right in the next towns over are Lexington, Concord, this
Yep.
war and everything, and it's just
Yeah. The history
beautiful,
there.
nice and quiet. So you get kind of everything out there.
Amazing. Well,
Yeah,
hey,
look, I'm on the mic.
hi, Suki. Hey, Suki, say hi to all your Zen friends out there. We're all looking forward
Yeah.
to seeing
Hi.
you today. we're happy to hear that your aqua therapy is going well. You're getting in the indoor pool. Your vet visit went well. We know you're dramatic. You know, that's what we've heard at the vet, but it's okay. Yoshi hates
As
the
soon
vet
as you
too.
said
He
she's
wants nothing to
dramatic,
do with them.
she turned to the camera like,
Me? Dramatic?
who me?
Treats?
Dramatic?
Treats? No,
Yeah.
never, never, never,
Never.
never, never, never. And also that you're going to be getting to go to the beach and be doing some body surfing here. We've seen those videos as
Yeah.
well too. Time for
Very
some fun in the
exciting.
sun.
Her favorite place. It's actually all three of us. It's our favorite
Yeah.
place. Yeah, it just makes us happy just to go there.
Right.
When we're driving there, we have a ritual where we put the window down for her as soon as we see the water. As soon as we see
Hmm.
the ocean in front of us, she gets the window down so she can smell that sea air. And, it's kind of a residential area, so we're not going too fast. And she puts her face right out by the window and,
Loving
the
on it.
smell of the ocean.
Yeah, it's our favorite place. What were you gonna say before?
What
You
about the
thought,
flight?
yeah.
Yeah, so Suki has some exciting news.
Okay.
Next Saturday, the 18th,
Okay.
we're taking a small flight at our local small airport to commemorate her service work and her retirement from her service work.
Amazing.
Yeah, you get
Yeah.
this
Congratulations, Suki. You're doing a
flight.
great job.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's something we wanted to do, but we never had the opportunity to have our final ride. So
Hmm.
Erica put it together, contacted the place. Unfortunately, the pilot and some other people aren't there now, but they're all excited. They're setting everything up, gonna have a side room, and
Was shout out to Wisconsin Aviation
yeah,
for
Wisconsin
hooking us up.
Aviation. Let's go.
Yeah, they've just been so generous, and I was thanking them up and down, and they said no, thank you. We're truly honored to do something like this, and
Hmm.
that's what makes us happy to be here. So that was really touching. That they're not just doing it for us; they're actually into it as well. That makes a big difference.
Well, I'm inspired by it, just to hear about, like we're in the pet space, we work in the pet industry, but how much our pets really do mean to us and how much their capabilities go past just being a pet as well too. To hear Suki retiring from being a service animal, that's inspiring to hear, and some awesome work that she's done as well too. So,
Thanks,
our
Alex. It
our
means
best friends.
That's right. And she deserves a luxurious retirement. She
Oh
did
yeah,
work
only the
very
best.
hard. Yeah. And she was, for our listeners, she was my service dog for fibromyalgia and some related conditions. One of the things that she would help me with is I was scared to go out in crowds. Well,
Hmm.
scared is the wrong word, but
Yeah,
hesitant
yeah.
because of getting bumped around. A
Hmm.
minor bump, bump shoulders is most people wouldn't register it. To me, it registers as painful,
Hmm.
unfortunately. So going with her, she would have most heel positions, they were talking about with the show in the show world
Hmm.
are to the left. So she would be to the left, but a little bit in front of me,
Hmm.
and she would part the seas. And so people would see her coming, even though she's kind of small, she'd have her vest on and make way. And I wasn't getting bumped around. That made me feel confident to be out in public and
Hmm.
um, go be more active. I felt like a little bit shut in because of it. I can't attend that. I don't feel
Hmm.
comfortable, but now I do. So she gave
Amazing.
me so much. Yeah, it was and training together and learning things and developing her work persona. When I'm working, I'm not sniffing around, I'm not greeting people, I'm not in my own world, I'm focused and present. So we would do a little ritual to put her vest on and she's ready to work. And then we'd do a little ritual taking it off. And she took it so seriously. And then after her vest would come off, she would do zoomies and
She's
she
like,
was
I'm
so
off
proud of
work.
the
I'm
work
off
she
the
did.
clock right now, right?
I'm off,
um,
yeah, it's a happy hour.
She's not the only one, you know.
That's right. So she was just she still is. She'll still like if I when I go take a shower, she'll nose into the bathroom and just check I'm doing okay. I mean, the
Amazing.
service never stops. She's still concerned, but we're just so proud. We're so proud of her. And when we took a flight in 2018 like this, when we were training for service work to just test out, is she ready to fly with us?
Hmm.
And she every time we had a new service challenge, she knocked it out of the park. I mean,
Mm.
we should not have been. The anxiety was about us and not her whatsoever. But we went up in this little plane, and it blew her little mind, looking down like, oh, I've peed there. I've peed
That's
there.
mine. That's mine.
That's
That's mine.
mine.
That's mine.
I've gone to that dog park. Oh, there's my house. But just getting a different perspective on the world. And she was perfectly behaved, of course. And then we started taking, flights back and forth to Massachusetts. And she was a rock star. We have to change planes. And
Hmm.
so, going back to that very same airport, like Rick said, the same pilot isn't there anymore. But,
Right. Where it
the
all
crew that's
started.
there now, yeah, they're into it, and we can have kind of a similar experience where she gets to she gets to do that again.
Mm.
I'm so happy. And we're doing it while she still feels well
That's
and
right.
up to it. So we think now is a good time. So we
That's
just
right.
hope for good weather.
She's got the swan song. She needs to be celebrated.
Exactly.
Swan
Right? If you're
song, I
retiring,
love it.
it's like any pro athlete when they're going to retire, but they got 1 year left. Every ballpark they go to, you get a standing ovation for them. Really
Yeah.
celebrate the career that they've had, commemorate all the accomplishments. Suki,
The
it's been a
victory
long
tour
Yep, and the
the
video
victory
will go
lap.
up.
Yeah. Yeah,
on the Jumbotron.
we gotta make that highlight video for you, Suki, for the
Yes.
amazing work that you've done, in your life and also for Erica and Rick as well too. I'm so stoked that you all got to meet her and to see what an amazing pup she's grown up to be and still going strong, still going strong.
Thanks, Alex. That means a lot. We're really excited about it. It should be fun. And we're having a small reception. They don't have a very big area for guests. So just
Hmm.
some close family and friends to watch her flight. And I don't know, it'll be pretty low key, but we're hoping that we can either film live, in which case, I'll let you
Hmm.
know when that's happening,
Yeah.
or we'll just record it and post it.
All right, let's go. Let's go. Let's
Yeah.
take flight. Flight Suki Airways coming at you soon here in Wisconsin. And if you are in the Massachusetts area, stay tuned because
Yes.
Erica, Rick, and Suki will be making their way over there for the summer. That sounds awesome. I've got a wedding in Maine. My cousin is actually getting married in Maine at the end of August. So I'll be in that region at the end of August. That's something I know about for now.
Cool.
But
We're
not a whole lot of other summer plans yet. So, got to get out of this hot summer here in Arizona. Massachusetts sounds like the place to be, especially the beaches there.
Absolutely.
whereabouts in Maine is the wedding?
So, good. I don't know specifically where it is. I'll get back to you on that. But I'm figuring maybe we'll have to fly through Boston or maybe, the main city there we can go into. No pun, right? The main city, but I don't know if it's
Oh,
Augusta or
yeah.
like which one it is. But yeah, getting from
Not much in
Phoenix, that'll be
Maine.
my route. Yeah. Um,
Who has an airport in Maine? Port?
I think Bangor, Maine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
yeah. So
smaller airport.
it probably go through Boston. Probably no one way. But yeah, he went to university there, I believe. Uh, New Hampshire, or he was going to school there and met his girlfriend there, and they're going to be getting married. So yeah, that'll be at the end of August. I'm looking forward
Oh,
to
that's
that.
great.
And then also I wanted to shout out before we sign off today, we got the Shiba Prom, the annual Shiba Prom coming up, Erica. So let's get some details about that for Zen Friends. What can we look forward to at the Shiba Prom this year?
Absolutely. Thank you for bringing it up. And we're so excited. So this year, our theme is space. So it's Shiba Prom in space into the Inu-verse. It's a
Oh,
little
let's
fun.
go.
Let's go.
Let's
And
go.
the live event is on May 16th in the evening.
Okay.
And I'll be hosting for the first time. So I'm excited about that. And we have, music and games and just hanging out together. But prior to that, you should check out shibaprom.org. We will be
Prom.org.
putting up our raffle baskets. We'll be putting up, including a generous gift from our Zen
Of
friends.
course.
Thank you so much for
We're
that
not missing it.
donation.
We're not missing it.
That's awesome. And so we have some great prizes. I'm kind of one of my biggest roles is to reach out to companies and ask them for donations for our raffles. That way we don't have to buy things and then our the donation dollars go farther. And I always, pick places that I personally already love and know and have
Right.
used for Suki. And so obviously Zen Frenz is on that list. And we just, that will be going up soon. And then there's themed photo contests where, okay, I'm trying to think of what our categories are. So we always do it, since it's prom, we always
Hmm.
do a king and queen. So we have king of the
Yeah.
universe and queen of the universe.
And Queen Suki probably wins every year. That would be my guess.
That's right. She has one. That's actually how she got her official moniker,
Queen
Queen
Suki.
Suki. Yeah.
Yes.
And then we have some fun little like Martians and astronaut themes, and we'll see what people come up with for
Mm.
the photo contests. So all of the winners get announced live during prom, and we get to send out prizes. But the whole point is to fundraise for Shiba Inus in need who are in rescues, and
Mm.
rescue budgets are so limited. And often they'll get a dog in who has a medical need. It might be the reason they're getting surrendered because their parents can't seem to afford it or
Hmm.
handle it. And the rescue is a little bit at a loss. We got a quote from this vet, but we can't cover it. They'll
Hmm.
reach out to us, and we can use our fund to help them, to
Mm.
help cover a surgery or whatever they
Love
might
that.
need, as long as they have a Shiba or a Shiba mix, and they're, a real rescue or shelter. It doesn't have to be a Shiba only place or anything like that. And so there's a lot of people who help or volunteer at a specific rescue, and that's wonderful. But I feel like our scope is a little broader. We're able to help, rescues all over the US. And so we do this virtual event because we have supporters and rescues all over the country. And those of us who volunteer are scattered across the country too. So it's really fun. Our motto is having fun, raising funds.
Hey.
And so the whole point is to, this like funny idea of a dog prom. And then, having, we might just do that anyway, just for
Right. Right.
funsies,
I
but
want
we're
to show up
actually,
regardless.
that's right. So we're actually funneling it to like have a purpose and help dogs in need. And so it's just a real feel good. Rescue can get kind of heavy and sad.
Right.
I mean, it's fun to have something that we can all enjoy and have fun with together while also serving an important purpose.
That's amazing. The cause that you're doing, that's going a long way, especially for, like you're mentioning, a lot of people out there looking for some assistance. And, it's expensive out there when it comes to certain care, and having insurance is super important for pets too.
Hmm.
If that's within budget for pet owners out there, but to know that's going to go to help out pets in need and owners in need too. Hey, you can't knock that. That's about as good as cause as you can do. You've been consistent with this, though. How many years running is the Shiba Prom? And also, how did you get started with that?
Oh, sure. So I think it's our 12th year. So
Wow.
I wasn't involved in the beginning. I, in fact, when I very first heard about it, I thought it was a physical dog prom, and I was like, "We're going."
Yeah, right.
Like, let me go pick out a dress for such.
Get it ready.
We're there.
Let's go. You're like the
We're
proud
just
mom,
driving to
you know?
wherever it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was kind of sorely disappointed when it
Have
was
her home
virtual.
by have her home by midnight or else.
Yeah, booking her a limo.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. After party.
Right.
Yeah. And so let's see, I probably heard about it on Instagram. And
Hmm.
then when I found out, I looked into it a little bit more and found out, oh, it's a virtual event and it's a nonprofit. And so I don't know, I'd been looking for a volunteer opportunity, but something that isn't physical. And
Hmm.
that's kind of tough, as opposed to like going to a rescue and helping them out. It was different from that. It was something I could do from home. So that aligned really well with my lifestyle and
Mm.
challenges and whatnot. And I also we got Sookie from a breeder. And as I spoke about earlier, I'm into breed preservation. I think they're really special. And um, I but on the maybe the other side of that coin, I also very much believe in rescue. And so I kind of felt like I wanted to do my part for rescue as well. Kind of that was important to me, even though my dog isn't a rescue. So that really helped me feel better about giving back to the rescue community.
Hmm.
And so and our supporters are run the gamut from they have rescue Shibas, or maybe they love Shibas but don't have one, or they're um, having dogs that are in shows, or that
Hmm.
all over the place. So it's not only for people that have rescue dogs, but so all those factors started coming together, and I attended prom just as a supporter. And I entered Suki into the Queen contest, and she won. So that
Go.
was so exciting.
Go.
And we had so much fun at the event. And afterward, I got in touch with them and said, how can I help? I would love to be part of this. And from there it grew, and now I'm vice president on the board.
Wow,
And
congrats.
thank you. And it just means a lot. We had a really tough year where we lost our treasurer. She passed away from cancer.
Mm.
And she filled, not only was a wonderful person and a great friend, but she also filled a really important role. And she was a lawyer. So
Hmm.
any of our
Mm.
legal stuff or tax stuff, or, you know, keeping track of accounts, none of that is my forte. I'm not a numbers person at
Mm-mm.
all.
You're not the
And
only one on this podcast.
thank you. Thank you. That's
So
great.
what? Huh, I still pull out a calculator to this day. Give me a second.
Yes, 100%. I'm with you. My calculator app is used frequently.
Yeah. Oh
I
yeah.
think I used it
Did I do that
yesterday.
right? Okay, I think I did. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
That's your
I
total.
Right. I'm just gonna double check with the computer because I don't trust myself. So when she passed, it left this need that needed to be filled, and we struggled. And I wondered if Shiba Prom was going to survive it. And so I'm just really, really proud that we've all worked so hard and been dedicated enough that we've kept it going. And I don't know, I'm just so excited about the event, and I'm
Mhm.
excited to host. Being
Yeah,
the
let's go.
co-host on the podcast kind of gave me some confidence about it.
Oh
So
yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
looking for, I have to get a little outfit, like I don't know, an alien. Maybe I'll have like antenna or
that is
something like
that is the
that.
theme. We gotta get Xeon. I don't know if you remember that Disney movie, Xeon Galaxy. I think it was Xenon or Xeon. Star Wars, you can get
Oh,
a little bit of
yeah.
that type
Ooh,
Star
I can't
Trek
do
going
that. I
on
gotta tape
too.
my
Yeah.
fingers.
Yeah, you gotta tape your
Wow.
fingers. Yeah.
Live long and
You got an
prosper.
alien here on the podcast. Looking
That's
forward to the Shiva
right.
Prom this year.
Amazing. That's
Number
a
one
talent.
number one Shiba in the galaxy,
That's right.
Sukiyaki coming out, Queen Suki.
We're just
Um,
picturing ourselves flying through the galaxy gathering donations.
hey, and shout out to the astronauts that have
Yes.
made it to the moon this week. I saw that video. That was
It's been so
incredible.
cool to watch. The
Yeah,
woman had her curls just like floating
right?
in zero grav.
One of the most powerful things that they talk about, it's called the overview effect. This is something good to leave with on the podcast today.
Sure.
But it's basically the sense of like when we're in this bubble right now, we're bouncing around, we all see our differences from each other, XYZ. But not until you go to space and you can see Earth is this rock in the middle of this universe that actually is infinite, and we're just the speck in the we like that this fact always messes me up, but if you grab a handful of sand on the beach and you look at how many grains of sand there are in your hand, not even to mention on planet Earth, there's more stars in the sky than there are grains of sand on planet Earth. And our entire solar system revolves around one star, which is the sun.
Sun,
So
yeah.
the overview effect is basically seeing Earth as just one thing, one solid rock, and that can, I think, do a lot of healing for the planet and really realizing that we're all Team Earth here. We
Mm,
all need to share the resources that we have here within one space. We all need to cohabitate in one space together here not look so much at our differences, but look at the fact that we're more similar than we think. We're in this together. We are on this rock that's floating in the middle of nowhere, and that can help,
That's beautiful.
create some mending here. And that's what the astronaut was talking about when he was looking at everything, especially he was saying from like the Easter perspective, and it was Easter Sunday as well,
Mm,
and what that means for a lot of people as well too. But yeah, that overview effect, not until you see Earth from up above can you really be humbled to get that kind of perspective. So I can only imagine what that would be like. But really
it's
cool, really
amazing.
cool.
It's incredible seeing, they give us the perspective, and I think they took one of the most fantastic and detailed photos of Earth that we've had in many years. So that was cool. But then they also, as the astronauts, took kind of like a selfie where you
Hmm.
can see it out the window, but you see part of them, like maybe part of their face, and it really gives the perspective of how small and
Tiny,
yeah, and like insignificant. I mean, we
right?
really find we're so self-important.
Hmm.
So it is great to have that perspective, and I love the science as well. I love that
Hmm.
we're, forwarding, moving forward. I don't know, I'm trying to think of to infinity and beyond or
Right.
something like
Well,
that.
yeah, yeah. Hopefully Mars is next, and we keep going. And shoot, what's going to happen that one day where we encounter other beings? I wonder how
There
that's
has
going
to
to
be.
go, right?
Barack Obama said that. He was like, "Now don't quote me that I believe in little green guys are going to come
Right,
down." Right? And I haven't seen anything. Area 51. Like,
right.
I am not telling you that that's real, but I fully believe that there is life
Yeah, there has
elsewhere. I
to
mean,
be.
how could there not
They're
be?
they're doing a Zen Frenz podcast right now on another planet. There's a Erika replica and an Alex
There's a
replica.
bizarro
It's
world.
yeah, they celebrate Shibas and Frenchies over there too.
That's right. And
Well, hey
that's where
guys,
the Shiba planet is, and so we'll have to visit it during Shiba Prom.
hey, we're stoked. So the space theme we got this year for Shiba Prom, Zen Friends, make sure to go check that out. Tune in to Erica's account as well on April 16th for her flight. She's going to be taking, we're going to congratulate Suki on her years of service animal. We're going to celebrate that swan song that we got there. And then also make sure to check out Shiba Prom coming up here too. It is National Pet Day this week, so we are going to be
Oh,
celebrating that on zenfriends.com this week. Go to zenfriends.com, use code PETDAY20. You're going to get 20% off. And we also
ooh,
had
nice.
Ryan Alvarez from Loyalty Pet Products on the podcast today. Make sure to use code ZenFriends to get some swag or grooming equipment for your shop or also for your pet out there as well too. You'll save 10% on that as well. Erica, this was a blast today. I'm super stoked we got to reconnect. We got more
Yeah, me
podcasts coming
too.
up here in the future. We
We
got
sure do. We have
summer.
it scheduled next week, so we're
We
we're gonna keep going.
we got new guests. We got summer coming up here, new things to celebrate. So we're going to keep this thing rolling. But always a pleasure to connect with you. And I'm looking forward to the
Same.
next one.
Me too. Thanks, Alex.
All right. Have a great day. See ya.
You too. Bye.